I think that's pretty accurate, Laura, as a summary. The Foreign Ministry in Spain says that it respects this decision, but it does add that the outbreaks in Spain are localised, isolated and controlled. This was a pretty abrupt decision taken by the British government that kicked into effect from midnight. And of course, it comes as a blow to the tourist industry, which was just trying to climb back onto its feet this summer after a very difficult lockdown period. We know that the tourist industry here accounts for about 12% of GDP, and we've had a reaction already from the regions where tourists head to, particularly Catalonia, of course, which is responsible for half of the outbreaks. It disagrees with this decision and thinks the measures it's taking make that region safe. And look at a region like Canary Islands and the Balearic Islands. The local governments there are pointing out that they have the lowest rate of COVID in Europe. In the Canary Islands, they have 5.8 cases per 100,000. They say that makes the region and the islands the safest place to go on holiday. And TUI, that tour operator that you mentioned, has cancelled flights to Spain for the moment, and is pretty annoyed with the British government, says that the decision was taken without warning, and lots of Brits decide to travel at the weekend.
So as the number of cases continues to rise, can we expect Spain to be going back into lockdown?
I think, Laura, will have to watch the data, because although there was a rise in the number of new cases, over 900 on Thursday and Friday, what the health authorities here are pointing out is that a lot of the victims now are asymptomatic. They have COVID, but they don't suffer as badly as the victims that we saw back in the spring, and that the death rate remains very low. They're also saying the pressure on hospitals at the moment is very low. The accident emergency wards, the intensive care units can cope with new patients going through them. For the moment, the approach here seems to be to rely on the regional governments to react to those localised outbreaks. Some of them have introduced partial lockdowns, as we've seen in Catalonia, and they're taking measures, for instance, like closing nightclubs and introducing curfews from about midnight for bars and restaurants, simply because at the moment the fear is that it's young people who are going out and mixing that are spreading the virus.